Hi, my name is Hans Horpedahl. I'm here at Gridlife Circuit Legends with KONIG and Myriad Motorsports with my K24 powered S2000. This is a ASM built K24 stock long block, stock head. We've got the drag cartel cams in there, header, cage power intake. It's drive-by wire, we just switched to that this year. That's been a nice thing for us. We're hoping to add auto blip and no lift shift sometime later in the year. We redid the wiring harness, super reliable. It's probably the oldest K24 in GLTC. It's going on its third year now. It's good, you know, when the car's set up right and everything's working, it's a great car for the class. It's maybe not the number one front of the pack car that it was a few years ago. The Corvettes have kind of taken over that mantle, but for me and kind of where I'm at as a driver, the car does pretty much what I want it to do. I can race it really well in a pack. I feel really safe in the car. I feel like I can push it. I can turn it with the throttle. I can turn it with the brakes. So for me, it works really well. You know, my license plate is God hand on the car, and the car kind of acts as my right hand right now, the way it's set up. So I was super happy this year to pick up KONIG as one of our sponsors. I had run a different brand of wheels the last few years and didn't feel great about them. This year we're running the KONIG Dekagram. We run it an 18 by 9.5 plus 22 offset. We run it square. It works great whether we run the Kumho V730s or whether we run the Falcon RT660s. Either way, either tire we run, those are the two tires we run on the series. These wheels are great. We've seen these wheels take punishment, take bashes, bobs off of curbs, off of other cars. They don't fail, they don't debead, they finish the race, and that's really what we need out of our wheels. The big thing with going with KONIG was they had a range of offsets, and for me, I run the AP Racing brake kit from Essex, and it was really important for me to not have to run a spacer like I did my old wheels, so it was nice that KONIG had the offsets that we needed, and working with them to kind of go over the setup and what we were going to need and what was going to work. So it was nice when they came, we popped them out of the box, we put tires on them, and we went racing. So I run the 9 Lives Racing Swan Mount chassis mount wing, and I cut the wing down. It could be a little bit larger than it is for GLTC rule set, but I cut mine a little bit to be able to fit inside of the aerodynamic profile of the car. The car does really well in traffic in a pack. I feel like it's a slippery enough that I can kind of make up a little bit of space on other cars. Like if there's 3 cars and I'm the 3rd car, I can catch up, whereas that middle car won't run away from me either. Okay. For Lime Rock, I actually put a little bit more wing in it, and it helps quite a bit on the uphill. Okay. For some reason on the uphill, when the car gets unloaded, if you don't have enough wing in it, it gets really unloaded. And I felt that in practice and qualifying, and so I actually still had the mark on the wing from last year Lime Rock, and so I just went back to that bolt hole, same bolt hole that I had it on last year at Lime Rock, and the car just came right back under me like it was before. So all of the Myriad Motorsports cars run off the FT600 Fuel-Tech dash. From there, we've got their keypad here. We run an AIM Solo 2. Just redid some wiring this year to try to tidy things up. So we got a big ground box, a big power box, battery right next to me. We've got our fire suppression that was mandated this year. And the cage was built by PRD out of Omaha, Nebraska. You know, it's compliant with what we need it to do. It's not too heavy. It's got a lot of room in it. I feel very comfortable in the car. I like having it tidy. We just redid kind of the interior to clean up some of the stuff, and it's really nice. The car's driving, it's in a really good spot this year. For the past few years, we've kind of been chasing problems here and there, and so the car's really working well, and that's nice for me. I got started in motorsports racing snowmobiles at radar runs in Minnesota with my dad. He would build these Arctic Cat triple cylinder giant snowmobiles, and then basically the way the events work is you have 1,000 feet on ice to go as fast as you can. So my dad would run it and he'd run it, and then I was about 12 and he decided that the sled would probably go faster if they had a lighter rider on it. So they said, hop on the sled, grab the throttle, and don't let up until you go by the guy at the end, which the guy at the end in radar runs is usually the sheriff, because he'll come out and he's the only one that has a radar gun. Okay. So that's how I got started in motorsports, and then it kind of grew as I got older. I got into autocross, I've raced Baja off-road, time attack. Yeah, so I've kind of done it all when it comes to racing. And the competition aspect of it, you know, I played sports when I was younger, played sports in college, and as you get older, like there's less and less places for you to kind of do that competitive stuff. Yeah. So this is a really great spot, and for me, I can afford to build this car one time, but I can't afford to probably build it a second time. So GLTC was really appealing to me because of our rules with contact and driver etiquette, and so I thought, you know, I think I can do that. I think I can go and race with those guys and you know, get many seasons out of one car and not have to worry about trying to rebuild one. So we've had some really good partners, you know, that help us with the program at Myriad Motorsports, and I honestly can say that I would not be here racing without those sponsors to help out. Seat time, seat time. I do some instructing for Porsche, and you know, I get done with those guys on the weekend. They got a GT3, they got a 911 turbo or whatever, and they say, well, you know, what could I do to go faster? And I always tell them, go buy a Miata. Go buy a Miata, go buy whatever car you can get or whatever car you have, and just go out there and do it, whether it be a local autocross, whether it be, you know, the Track Night in America events. Just get in the car and start driving, because the number one thing, especially when you get to this level, is, you know, you have your aspirations of where you want to go. It's all about seat time and experience. Thanks for stopping by. We're at Gridlife Circuit Legends at Lime Rock Park with Konig. If you want to check out any more about my build, you can follow me on Instagram, Hans Horpedahl 77, or you can follow our team, Myriad Motorsports. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, primarily Konig, Hawk Brakes, who sponsor us every year. They're a huge part of our program. K Thanks Buy Racing, Fuel Tech, and A Solutions Auto Parts.